Hey everyone, Major Injuries here with another Fallout 4 factory build for you, and today I'm super excited to show you this new factory we've got going here. I gotta admit, it's not actually completed in the sense I don't have signage up and I haven't done a lot of decorations, but I got the system working and I'm so excited. I can't wait to show you guys. So let's take a quick tour.
You must be the main man.
Alright, let's take a quick look here. I'm going to do a quick run through of what we're doing. We got a main power switch right over here along with the let's get this turned on. Alright, and then of course we have the hopper. The hopper's going to grab the materials, and I've got it taken all the way up to the 4th floor. Now the goal here is to make clothing. And I spent like 6 hours running through this in my head, moving things around, tearing things down, building them back up, trying to figure out how in the world was I going to get all 8 of these auto looms working at the same time and get all the materials to them that each one needed. And it took an enormous amount of thought power here to do this. It's building 4 different dresses here and 4 different suits here, all requiring 3 clothing and 1 adhesive. So I had to break that down and get 3 clothing and 1 adhesive to every single one of these machines, and it took an enormous amount of thought. And then it just like out of nowhere it hit me. I put these in a straight line across here, put some hoppers to drop here, and then the goal was how was I going to split this up into 4 different paths. So what I ended up doing was I fed this material all the way up to the 4th floor here, which as you can see, I didn't finish. I'm definitely going to tear all this down. I've got a different plan here for this, but right now it's working, so we're going to show it to you. So it brings the material here, and the goal was to drop the cloth down here and then to feed over to another sorter and then use this area up here for the adhesives and divide it up into 8 different paths or lanes or whatever. But just as I got this one working, it dawned on me that all I need to do is add the adhesive to this sorter, and it's going to take all the cloth first, run it through the system, and then it'll take all the adhesive. So I only needed 1 lane, and man, I was so excited once I realized I didn't even need this up here. I could move this where it's feeding right here. I could actually just take this over, shoot it across here, and feed it right in, and I'd be done. So that whole top layer is going to go away, but I wanted to show it to you for now. So before I explain how everything is working, let's go ahead and get some materials in the system and get it going. I preloaded this little area here, this little cabinet, with enough materials to make 10 of each one of the suits. So we'll get that started. Now it should, I believe, take the cloth first. We'll see. Oh, it's going to do the adhesive. Okay, cool. The next thing I noticed when I was doing this was that these builders were getting the materials at different times and building them all at different times, and so you'd only see 1 or 2 at a time coming down here. So I realized, okay, let's put a little switch here and close these hoppers. Once I get cloth in here, we should start getting some adhesives in here pretty quick. But once we get all the adhesives in here and we start getting some cloth, we'll open that up and everything will work at the exact same time. We'll get a whole orchestra of all the materials dropping down. They'll be synchronized, and all these machines will be synchronized. So it's funner to watch that way. So I kind of did it for the video just so you guys could see. Alright, so you can see it's sorting from the top floor up here, and then I decided all I needed to do was split into 2 lanes. So I've got a diverter here that's splitting the materials up between two lanes, and oh yeah, the lights are connected to the wrong yeah, so my lights are going to go on and off. Okay, so what happens now is I've got 1 lane that feeds here and 1 lane that feeds down there. I've split this lane up now into 4, and that didn't work right, so we've got a problem. I knew this would happen. It always happens. This worked perfectly the first run, and now I'm going to have an issue probably. But so I've got 4 hoppers here, and I did run into one little issue. This This lane dropped in the first one, but I could not get this to drop in the second, and then the third lane to drop in the third hopper. So the second one, actually, I put a little elbow in here, and it actually fed over to the third one, which allowed this third lane to drop into the second hopper, and the fourth one goes to the fourth hopper. And I was like jumping up and down for joy when I figured that out. So I got all this layout going. I'm not sure if it was even going to line up properly or whatever, but I was shocked. My first run through, everything actually lined up pretty darn well. And you can see this is the other lane is doing the exact same thing. I've got hoppers 5 through 8 over here, and I split it up the same way. Everything's working beautifully. You can see how this works. Oh, I can't believe my lights making it harder to see. I guess I'll turn on this light. Sorry about that. I didn't notice this before. So you can see how this is dividing each item that of material that comes down here is going to get deposited in one of the 4 lanes, and it's going to, like, this one's going to lane 3, and the next one's going to go to lane 2. Then it's going to go, looks like it's going to go to 4 and then 1. So it's going to be 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1. And so that's how I've divided it up. I first had to come up with this. You can see I used AND gates and XNOR gates to make this happen. I wish I could have fixed these lights first. Sorry about that. But you can see how everything's being controlled through these logic gates. So once I got one working, it was just a matter of creating a bunch of more. It wasn't any more complicated because I have 7 banks than one bank. Other than it just took more time. Alright, so let's take a look. Oh, actually, now this hopper, all I had to do was, this material hits this hopper here, and I just built 8 lanes to carry the materials over to the hoppers that were feeding the materials in for the builder. So you can see the builder right here, and it has its own little hopper, and it's getting some adhesive in there, and I'm just feeding it through here. Alright, so very fun, very fun. I'm so excited once like I said, it took me like 6 hours or longer to finally realize that this is all I needed to do, and it's fairly simple considering. Alright, so we're still doing adhesive. We've got, oh, there we go. So the clothing is going to start. So we should get clothing coming in here pretty quickly. Now these lights should stay on. There we go. I didn't hook up the lights up at the top correctly, apparently. I guess they're getting their power from the wrong source, but alright, so this is going to need 10 adhesive. One of these lanes obviously is going to have 11 adhesives instead of 10. So other than that, it should work flawlessly. Oh, there we go. So we got 10 adhesives in this one. As soon as we get cloth, I'm going to pop this open, pop the hoppers open so it runs simultaneously. It's just funner to watch. But I ran through did this once already. I built it, basically made 80 outfits, and it took 15 minutes. So in an hour I can make what is that, 240 in an hour, which should make quite a bit of money. Oh yeah, this is the one that got 11. I told you one of them was going to have too much. So I'm going to transfer one adhesive out of here, and we'll have to move it to the right place. But yeah, there we go. Alright, so as soon as we start getting cloth in here, this sorter on the 4th floor is going to work the same way, whether it's handling adhesive or cloth. So, and all these work the same way with the cloth. In fact, I think I have less problems with the cloth than I did with the adhesive. So, oh, I should have fixed the lights. My apologies. That's how it works. Pretty cool. It was totally fun once I actually got it working, got all this wiring done, got all these logic gate setup and ran my first 10, well, I guess it'd be, yeah, 10 items through here. It was pretty cool. In fact, I think I ran one of each before. Okay, so now we have our cloth. Let's go ahead and open this up, and you'll see it's going to start feeding this stuff at the exact same time. Very cool. It's a lot funner the way I did it the first time. I didn't have the switch on here. I added it afterwards because it just wasn't as fun to watch. It was doing this so randomly that you weren't getting to see a lot of materials actually on the conveyor at once, or the builders building at the same time. This way we should see pretty smooth synchronization of the building. Alright, we should, there we go. So I just got to get 3 more cloths in here. There we go. Oh, they didn't go at the exact same time. That's interesting. I probably opened that at the wrong time, but it's still pretty cool. So that's, see, the cloths are hitting these lanes here, dropping down, and then the cloth is being sorted just like the adhesive was. And then you can see it dividing the materials up into 4 lanes here. Barely. So that's going to 4, and that's going to go to 1. Then we're going to get 3, and then this is going to close, and we're going to get lane 2. So there we go. Very cool. Yeah, so the lights are really annoying me. Sorry about that. Let's go down, and where we go, we're getting somewhere. I didn't get this synchronized exactly. Bummer. I opened the hopper too soon. Darn it. Alright, let's see where we're at here. We've got 2 black suits, 2 gray suits, 2 tan suits, and 2 sweater vests and slacks outfits, 2 laundered dresses, 2 laundered green dresses, blue dress, and 2 pink dress. So there we go. At least we're even. Oh, that's I'm so disappointed. They're not going at the same time like they were the first time I did this. That's alright, it's still very cool. You guys get the idea. So this is the clothing factory. And it turned out to be fairly straightforward. I just lined them up here and fed the material. The hard part was getting everything divided into 8 lanes. That was the hardest part, obviously. But once I figured that, I had this aha moment. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is going to work. And I think it works pretty nicely. And overall, it's quite simple. Alright, so that is the factory build, and I'm super stoked here. I am going to get rid of this upper floor because I don't need it. And instead of having the materials come up here, I'm just going to get rid of this lift here and then have the materials fed directly over here. I'll probably even get rid of the sorter because I don't really need a sorter. I think the goal here is to feed the materials that I want. Like, for example, in this case, I want to make 10 outfits So I know what it takes to build 10 of each one of these outfits. I'll just feed that material in there and let it run at its own pace. I don't need a sorter. So, as long as I'm feeding the right stuff in, that is. And if I feed something, if I feed something in that I don't need, it'll just sit in the builder anyway, so I can always clean it out. So why make it any more complicated? We'll just take it right from here and run it over, and then we'll get rid of that top floor altogether. And I'll rewire the lights here, so the lights are powered not from our logic gates, but they're actually powered from its own power source. I'll run up some power sources up here like I did downstairs. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'd love to know if anybody else has attempted this. I haven't seen any other videos. I see a lot of videos of YouTubers where they may have 8 different building machines, but they're all something completely different, and then they have to go hit a switch and say, I want to build this, and then only one of the builders builds it. But to get all 8 builders running at the exact same time and getting all these materials over to 8 different builders, it was a challenge. It was quite the challenge. And I'm curious if you've seen any videos where anybody else has done anything like this, if they've done it better than I have. I'd love to see it. So yeah, leave me a comment in the comments below. Let me know if you've seen any videos like that, or if you have some suggestions on how I can improve it other than the improvements that I've mentioned already. So yeah, super excited about this one. The next thing obviously is, once this is done, we'll take it over, we'll calculate how much money we're going to make. Yeah, maybe this will be in a different build or in a different video, I don't know. And we'll see how much money, how much caps we can actually make. I got a feeling we're going to make some pretty good caps out of this one. If I can build 80 total outfits in 15 minutes, I can build 240 in an hour. That should be some pretty good caps. So I'm excited to see, what we're going to get there. So we still have a ways to go. Very interesting. I had a lot of fun building this. I still have some, like I put the wrong panel here. I got to replace that. Last thing is, what should I do with this open area? I created this whole giant factory, and then now I have this open area. I thought about putting like a cafeteria in here and a break room and all that like I did in a previous video, but I'm even thinking about putting some mannequins up with each one of these outfits on a mannequin to kind of display, what it is we're making here. Make a sales office or something. I don't know. You guys come up with something for me. Let me know in the comments what I should do with this space. I did have to have this much space because of the way we're dividing things. Oops, up here. I really, you can see I used just about every square inch width-wise. Now I have a lot of open space here. Excuse me, I still have a lot of open space here and a lot of unused space over here, but actually not much. You can see only this row is not being used, so which kind of provides walkways downstairs. So I really have to have it this size, but it does create a ton of wasted space. So hey, you guys have any ideas, let me know. Yeah, excited to hear what you guys think. If you have some suggestions. Also, we got to name this thing yet, so yeah, let's have a contest here. Who can come up with the best name for this factory? You noticed I haven't named it yet, so. Let's sit and watch this for a bit. It's so interesting. I think the Bethesda did an amazing job with providing this type of opportunity for us gearheads to do something like this. This is absolutely amazing. If you want to really understand how all this works, I'm going to put a card at the end of this video that points to my very first toy factory that I built, where I really went into detail explaining how I got all these connected and how they work, and I broke it down pretty well, so it'd be silly for me to do it completely over again and waste a bunch of time. So I'll put a link in that video so you guys can check that out. I should probably timestamp that video as well, so you know where to go find that in the video. But I do a pretty good job of breaking all this down in that video. So alright, we should be getting close to the end here. Let's see. Yep, we went through all that, so. Overall, this went pretty well. I had that one adhesive that went to the wrong lane, but other than that one incident, it actually worked very smoothly. I'm very, very, very excited about this one. I'm very pumped up. And the amount of caps, 1,340 caps, I think, is what I ended up getting for these. I'll have to verify that. Like I said, I'll make another video on all that. Alright, so there's the green dress, so. Looks like that slack, the vest and slacks, the one that got cheated. Oh no, looks like we had a few other issues here. Alright. Aha. Oops. Didn't hold it long enough. Alright. There we go. Alright, so we did have a little bit of issues here. Now, the first time I did this, I had 0, so it just goes to show nothing's perfect in here. But it's pretty good. I mean, especially if we were doing this, if we were running like 2 hours on this factory, we still end up with a ton of clothes. Alright, there we go. Look at that. 10 of everything. Whew. Totally exciting, totally fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys liked the factory build. Let me know what I should name it. Let me know what I should do with the extra space, and let me know if there's anybody else out here with a video similar to this where they're making multiple of the exact same set of items, and you know what their build was like. I'd love to see if there's anybody else doing this. So again, thanks everybody for watching the video. I truly appreciate it. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.